Are you aware of a policy in mental health facilities for its employees being required to report suspected undocumented immigrants, patients, to ICE? Also, your general opinion on this.
I'm not aware of that policy, but what I will say is that as governor, I will not condone any cooperation with ICE outside of our very, whatever the very minimum federal mandates are. I have met amazing people who have had to spend years within a church confinement, okay, because of kind of staying out of the view of ICE and that being their safe haven. And so, I would not condone police departments cooperating with, and we even know when we found out that some of the reporting systems that our police department use kind of flag, ICE, officers, towards some of our undocumented community members. And just through my life, at one point I was working as an assistant principal and I was teaching adult education at a community college. And I met a young man who told me his story about how he got here to the United States. And he told me, just kind of gave me a strong picture as to a day in his life, as not being able to go outside, without, being fearful that he may be picked up, or his children being fearful. I was just in Virginia Beach about a week ago, and very reluctantly, a young man spoke to me. And you can tell he was kind of filling me out, because you have to live in that realm of caution. But he, was just telling me the story of how it was nothing but fear, even talking to me, not knowing who I worked with, who I was collaborating with. And I could only imagine, he has children. They had 3 to 4 children. And the wife was saying, how they're continuously living in a state of fear that whether they go to get medical treatment, which when we start talking about that, that's a whole nother discussion, because we talk about access to the COVID-19 vaccine, but we still have a large portion of our community that probably won't get it because of the fears surrounding when you go to a medical facility to get that, if you may be picked up. So sorry to kind of go off on a tangent a little bit, but as governor, I will fight back. I absolutely will fight back, because regardless as to immigration status, the reality of it is that our immigrant population is the foundation of a whole lot for us, whether it's working in our farms, oftentimes working jobs that many of us don't even want to work, for very, very low wages. They're human and they need to be treated that way as well. And, no one should live in constant fear that their mere existence is being threatened. Even though, their green dollar spend just like your green dollar spend, and mine do, however, this threat of ICE lingering over them and their family is a true threat that no one should have to deal with. And I understand that there are, federal laws in place, but to the extent that I would have the ability as governor, I would end all cooperation that is not mandated with ICE agencies.